What's up, everyone? It's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO, coming back for another donation bonus league. This is a follow-up video to the Esper Eye video that KarlDrogo sent to me, and they have once again donated, so thank you very much for your support. And this is a new and improved update on Esper Eye. That deck in general was looking to my Grixis control deck and kind of taking it from there, shifting it to Esper, seeing which slots corresponded and which ones needed updating. And we can see echoes of my more recent lists here, like from the Catacombs, to Kaito, to Thoughtseize. But I think the biggest change came in the mana base. The last version of the deck did not have a scrub land, but this one does, so we might experience more mana fluency. Other cool choices include Unlicensed Hearse, which is a pretty cool card. Showed up a lot in red prison decks. Not as much anymore, but I see no reason for it to have left. I feel like Riskaminator is still the top deck in the format, along with Oops All Spells. The other cool thing we see going on here is Consult the Star Charts. Got a copy of that. Card has been doing some pretty cool stuff for Grixis control. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with it personally, but it's cool to get another chance to play with it, because it's really nifty. I like the something of a Rakshas's Bargain impression that it does. It's not quite at that level. I mean, it could potentially look at more cards, but it'll never be as inexpensive at that point and rate. But I really like that it's an instant and is blue. So yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, the other really cool card here, Minor Misstep. It's a card that I've tried here and there. I never like it very much because there's never any potential for it to trade up in mana, but there's a lot of really impactful spells that are 1 or less mana in the format. So yeah, we'll try that out. I think it's really cool. Yeah, if you'd like to submit your own donation list, check out the Patreon. And without further ado, let's get in there. This is Esper Eye from KarlDrogo. Welcome to the league, everybody. We're up against Einstein 9998, a phenomenal Nadu pilot, and that hedge maze certainly seems to indicate they are playing Nadu. Oh yeah, hopefully this is alright. I'm keeping the webcam off right now because it's incredibly hot outside. Okay, so we have this Tamiyo, but we also have Brainstorm, and the fact that they bend to Swords to Plowshares makes me feel like they probably have another one. So yeah, let's get a little setup here. Would I rather draw Narset or Baragoyf? Definitely Narset. Baragoyf, not that good against the Swords to Plowshares deck. Green Sun for 0. They might be looking for land. Yeah, they are. So it becomes very tempting to just Swords the Dryad Arbor. Play Tamiyo. Believe that's the line. There we go. Can I dodge? Delighted Halfling. Well, you know, I don't have a counterspell in the first place, so it's debatable whether or not interacting with this matters all that much. I think it's likely pretty good. But let's brainstorm first. More good stuff. Put back these 2 lands, because I want a lot of action. We'll plus, and then Prismatic Ending, this Delighted Halfling, and pass it back. They'll brainstorm. It happens. And I don't think they liked what they saw too much. They'll concede. So, against Nadu, usually my plan is extract Nadus, and then the deck is largely creatures we're able to deal with. Containment Priest is also pretty sneaky against Green Sun Zenith. However, they are a Swords to Plowshares deck, but it's kind of like the Opposition Agent idea, that if it has Flash, you should be able to find a spot for it. And Green Sun Zenith, and maybe even Court of Calling, stuff like that, really is what gives the deck the consistency, because it doesn't do a whole lot without Nadu. Now, a card I'm more on the fence about is Minor Misstep. I'm not sure how good it's going to be. I can definitely set out Baragoyf, maybe even Abhorrent Oculus, because I do want from the Catacombs, and I want these Surgicals. Pest Control, likely pretty good as well. So yeah, we can side out Oculus, 1 Kaito. We don't need both Swamps right now. And then Tamiyo, Cling to Dust. Let's trim Cling to Dust. I guess I'll keep Minor Misstep, see what it does. Dress Down could buy us a turn. Yeah, this feels pretty good. 1 more cut. Hesitant to cut Force of Will. Could be a Snapcaster Mage, or it could be Minor Misstep. How about Tamiyo on the draw? This feels right. We'll take a mulligan here. Hand was a banger, but yeah, just not quite there. Having some mono woes here. I should have checked how many fetch lands are in this deck. We'll keep... I think we're bottoming Swords to Plowshares, weirdly. Does that make any sense? Maybe I should bottom Force of Will, but that also makes me nervous. Yeah, let's do that. We will Thoughtseize on one. Hopefully not eat a Veil Summer. Okay, cool, it's back. It's funny how that works sometimes. Thoughtseize you. Uh-oh. It's a Tundra. It's a Brainstorm. Outland Liberator, Swords. Yeah, we'll take the Outland Liberator. If it transforms, it can just mow through Baleful Strix, and that's not good. I'll go Rainforest and pass. We'd much rather them, like, cast Swords to Plowshares on Baleful Strix. Oh, that's funny. It didn't really want a land that wasn't white. Play Strix. Draw a card. There's our white source. But I have a funny feeling I will have to... Okay, sure. Use Force of Will on a Nadu this turn. But we'll see. Yep, activating the Rainforest. Teferi. Well, that one's bad too. Yeah, Force of Will. What choice do I have? They have a Caracas and one unknown. That's what I would have fetched for. Bummer. Yeah, we should try and fade. If I don't find action, it's Jover. Let's keep that on top. Yeah. So this will likely go for like Scrubland. If their two unknowns are Nadu and Nomads on core, that would be quite good. Fortunately, that did not happen. Next turn, I'll just cast from the Catacombs on Outland Liberator and see what it does. We'll be pretty shields down. They have 3 unknowns in hand. It's sketch, don't get me wrong. I could hold up this hardcast Force for a turn, but it's like not getting any better, you know? Boom, boom, and boom. Yeah, that seems about right. Well, I suppose we'll try and escape it down the line. If there is a tomorrow, there's Nadu, and they have a Caracas. Not good. Pass the turn. Land. This thing will just start beating down, though. If I get an additional mana source, I could Swords Nadu. They get a trigger. They Caracas, they get another trigger. Then I can force it on the way back down. Terrible. Pest control. Yeah. I'll cycle that in the absence of anything else. They'll activate Misty Rainforest. Hedge Maze. Puts a card on top. Uh-oh. Now what does that mean? Nomads? Well, we'll cast Force. Veil of Summer. Well, let's go to the next game. It's all good. Yeah, we had a few windows to get there, but yeah, sometimes you'll lose that top deck war. And that's the danger of Nadu decks, and that's why you want to have your plan A kind of be to extract it. Just take it out of the equation, and then you can just play a pretty normal game. Normal to easy, I would say. Alright, we'll run it back. Let's play first. Yeah, hand looks good. Marsh Flats go. Probably get Meticulous Archive. Windswept Heath. Green Sun for 0. Resolves. Pest Control will not destroy Dryad Arbor, unfortunately. Ponder. I think that's an above average draw. Let's keep it. Cast Ponder. These are good cards. Let's start with Thoughtseize. I'm not really too excited to use swords on this Dryad Arbor, but I will draw it for sure. Thoughtseize you. Definitely take the Nadu. Now that is exposed in the graveyard. We just need to find Surgical Extraction to enact our master plan. Brainstorm's fine. At least I don't want to force it. Rainforest, Halfling, please play another one, dang it. That would have been perfect, right? I guess I'll pest control. Feels weird. Think of it like Shieldred's Edict. There's a land on top of my deck right now. I feel like we can do a little better than that. Ah, Puerto. Okay, Teferi, can't beat that one. I hope they don't have something really good. Like Veil of Summer, again. Cool. Yeah, let's not draw the land. Get, Underground Sea, I think. Cast Brainstorm. Okay. I guess I'm just drawing this land next turn. We've kind of stalled out. We need an engine of some kind. Hedge Maze. I was really hoping to surgical on that. Brainstorm. So it goes. Still in Safekeeper. Can minor misstep that. Got a force. And I wonder if they still have that Swords to Plowshares. I think they probably do. Now we're just hanging out. Brainstorm is scary. Uh-oh. Ponder. That could have been worse. I've been saying that a lot. There's another Nadu. Yeah, I don't really want to give him a trigger, but... Oh, am I even beating Fluster right now? I feel like I'm not beating Fluster right now. Alright, I'm alive to draw from the Catacombs. I'm ready. In true Nadu fashion, they flip Nomads to Fairy. Bounce nothing. Delighted Halfling. See, I think they have Swords Nomads right now. This would be a great time to rip from the Catacombs or something. Snapcaster Mage, what does that get me? Not much. I think I'm gonna snap Ponder. Yeah. Really look for that surgical. No luck. Consult the star charts. Don't really know how much time I have. But I mean, that also hunts pretty deep. But that'd be next turn. And I don't really want to use swords on either of these creatures. Doesn't seem very good. Ah, it's tough. I mean, I could also just consult right now. And that looks at 5 cards, 3 new ones for surgical. Sure. We don't really have much time, do we? We don't hit. Well, guess I'm taking, what? Swords to Plowshares? Is that better than Prismatic Ending? Yeah. Fairy Plus, Brainstorm. Oh god. They have a lot of looks at that Nadu. Halfling. Maybe they don't have that Swords. I feel like it's pretty free to just start charging ahead. We'll definitely block. Narset. Play it. Activate. Take Ponder. Cast Ponder. Aye, aye, aye. We're having a hard time. Shuffle. Another Snapcaster Mage. I guess I'll plow this Halfling. And then maybe I can get another card off Narset. Nope. They are Brainstorm locked. We have that going for us. Ooh, Containment Priest. Target. Ponder, yeah. Play Ponder. Shuffle. Dress down. Play Containment Priest. I don't know. Life is hard. Nomads. Seems like they hit. Yeah, you can pack it up. Oh, what pain. I feel like we hunted real frickin' hard, but it was just nowhere to be found. Nadu was just sitting right there in the graveyard. Like, I feel like in most universes that should have worked. Alright, well, welcome back for round number 2. Hopefully run a little better this time. Tough hand. Force Spino blue card, but it's certainly functional. 2 Bowmasters. Cling to Dust is quite good against the format at large. Opponent's also good on 7. Our Surveil land does not get black, it should be mentioned, so Tundra's a little awkward here. Bogart Bog. Cabal Therapy. Probably name Force of Will, I would imagine. I think we're fighting Oops All Spells. Yeah, they hit. I don't have a blue card though. So it's like, I don't know. It's not as bad as it could be, I guess. If I succeed in casting Cling to Dust on Thassa's Oracle, Baragorf should be able to hold the ground against the zombie army. There's my blue card. Brace for impact. Dark Ritual. Damn, they're going for it. Undercity Informer. They must have Pact and Negation. Sure. 4 Narcomoebas? Yeah, I'm only seeing 3 packs in the graveyard. So their hand was just a complete banger. That's wild. And none of their combo pieces ended up in there. Oh, hold on. There's no Thassa's Oracle in their hand. Or in their graveyard, I mean, so... They need to therapy themselves, but they have plenty of Cabal therapies. It's just one of those crazy hands. What would help? If I got rid of the bridge from below? Hold on. Is the bridge in their hand? Yeah, I think the bridge from below is also in their hand. So this might still work out. I'm gonna let them cast a Cabal therapy. I mean, it probably won't work out because of Pact Negation, but we'll try. Dang it, we'll try. I don't think there's any world in which this deck only runs 3 Pact Negation. Now, if I had Source to Plowshares, that might actually work out. Because I'm not seeing Poxwalkers either. So is their hand right now just Thassa's Oracle, Bridge from Below, and 2 Poxwalkers? I feel like it might be. But also I don't know how different the Disciple of Freyalise decks are. They might do things a little differently. I think they also have an Elvish Spirit Guide in their hand. Because I see there's 1 in exile, there's 2, 3. I only see 3 Elvish Spirit Guides. How about Undercity Informers? All 4 of those are accounted for. How about Balustrade Spy? I only see 2 Balustrade Spies? That can't be right. Oh, hold on. There's a 3rd one. And a 4th one. Never mind. They're not letting this Narcomoeba resolve. Are they used to people just conceding at this point? Oh, they lost connection. Okay, well, they'll probably be back soon. Alright, they are back. And like I said, let's just let them do a Cabal therapy first and then see where this goes. They can't really afford to therapy me. Yeah, they therapy themselves. I'm expecting to see the last Pact of Negation in there, unfortunately. But let's see. I need the proof. I want to see the full 60. Yep. There's Pact of Negation. My goodness. What a hand. I'll make them do it. But no bridge from below. That's really interesting. Multiple reanimates. But my read was almost correct. I thought it was Pact, Thassa's Oracle, Elvish Spirit Guide, and then Poxwalkers. So close. Alright. Containment Priest, not bad. Dress Down, not bad. Force Negation's like not great, but I feel like I'll take just about anything. Surgical. Yeah, I guess in that scenario, if they had to use, well, I could have forced negation to the Pact Negation, I guess, but yeah, if they had to use a Cabal therapy to clear my Force of Will and they missed, yeah, it could have been something, I guess. Unlicensed Hearse is fine, if a little expensive. Tameo, Minor Misstep. Narset and Oculus are both slow. Kaito, Prismatic Ending. One of the swamps, I guess? Or it could be plains. Yeah, we can treat this like our basic mountain. Trim that. Do I have enough blue cards? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're doing good on blue cards. Stony Silence is interesting. It does definitely get ahead of the whole Charbelcher thing. Turns off their Lotus Petals. It's just a little slow, you know? Spirit Guides are kind of more plentiful than Artifact mana for that very reason. Although it's usually Null Rod they're going up against. Yeah, I guess this is what I would run. Force. Keep. I think I'm losing my voice a little bit. The heat's out of control. So I'll probably pick this league up tomorrow. After I win this round, of course. Shuffle that. Nice. I hope there is none tapping in my future. It's pretty crazy when Oops All Spells keeps 7 2 games in a row. That's like pretty solid running. Chromox. As long as they have to spend 2 cards on each 1 piece of mana, I think we'll be okay. Fell the Profane. Garden of Frailes. Bolted in. Dark Ritual. Undercity Informer. Alright, Force of Will. Please work. It works. Reanimate. No! Jesus, they're unstoppable. And they had a Spirit Guide too? God damn these hands sometimes. They're so good sometimes. That was a 7. Alright, whatever. Sometimes you'll lose. Hold on. Yeah, there's a Dread Return already in there. Woof. Rough start to the league. Let's try and make a comeback here. Unfortunately, this hand is not keepable, so I'll mulligan. This one's not much better. We're having a real tough time today, and yesterday, but I feel like it's important to demonstrate that sometimes leagues don't go the way you want them to. Narset could unmulligan us, but let's just keep castable cards and see where the game goes. Bloodstained Mire. Tega. Goblin Lackey. That card must be stopped, I say. Nice draw. It would have been a little flimsy to just kind of put Tameo in the way and hope that holds. Tega out of goblins usually means food chain. Oh, they kept a 1-lander, and I guess they hoped that they could really solo me off of that Goblin Lackey. Let's look at all the Muxuses in their hand, I guess. Okay, 2 food chains, Goblin Matron, Ringleader. This is strong stuff. I don't think we can fight over food chain. I think I'll take Matron. Play Tameo. Hit a land. Are they going to Sting Scourger? Or try and high roll this Conspicuous Snoop? Indeed. They're drawing an Ancient Tomb? Oh dear. That's so good. Let's see if I hit another Thoughtseize or Force of Will or something. I do. That's fortunate. Take the Ringleader. Make a clue. Hopefully don't lose to a Conspicuous Snoop combo. They can play that Hierarch. Another Ancient Tomb on top. Ah, Food Chain. It's a little bit of a blessing that they have 2 in hand, and I wasn't planning on interacting with the first one. Just a little blessing. Alright, hit that with swords. We know we have another grace period next turn. Hard to get used to Sword to Plowshares, though, undoing some of the work that Ancient Tomb has done for us. Maybe I should have activated that clue token and tried to make a land drop. Oh, no. Yeah, of the two options, I'd agree that's the better one. But neither of them are very good. Let's draw some card. Kaito. Not quite time for that yet. I'm going to transition Tamio to be my pitch to force. Play Tundra. Bowmasters, take out your Hierarch. Send it back. Bit of a tough spot for them here too, because like they just top deck a land, like yeah, I think it's a pretty safe bet to pay the Echo. But it can't feel good. Yeah, they just ripped a land. We're getting a little lucky. Man, everything's coming together. Kind of. We're running really hot, by the way. It's like hitting that land to remove the lackey was crazy. Everything's been crazy. Crazy, I say. No Narset. Yes, Island. Let's brainstorm right now. Let's get this Tamio ticking up. And then Oculus should be pretty good. Oh man. That is rough. I mean, all it really takes is for like Cavern into Muxus for this to blow up. Not to mention they have that food chain out, so like they'd have to be to force a will, but that's really not impossible. Okay. I feel like Pest Control might not be that good. Outside of Lackey, do they even have that many one-drops? Take Hydroblast. Dress Down seems fine. Maybe Containment Priest, but maybe not. Barragoyf, Obstination Agent, Consign a Memory from the Catacombs. Cut Hearse. Minor Misstep. Tamio, Narset, Oculus. I'm expecting Red Blast. Kaito. Kling is also on the fence. How about Consult? Let's just really try and make sure they don't win. I'm going to take Oculus back. Like, Flying Beaters are pretty important. Trim another, or trim this Cling to Dust. Alright. Well, I guess this deck does have the capacity to answer a food chain with Prismatic Ending, but it still doesn't really feel like what you'd want to do. We're a little soft to a turn 1 Lackey, but I don't think they're going to be willing to go in on that after what happened last game. There's the Cavern. Yeah, Ignoble Hierarch. Now what? Swords. I think we can take a turn to ponder here. Yeah. That seems pretty good. Probably need some way to fight ETBs at some point, or else we might get buried, but until then, we can mostly keep up with this. Food chain. Things could get a little dangerous. Commercial District. 4 cards left. We're getting there. Spinning Tega. Oh, the double food chain curse strikes again. Yeah, I wasn't planning on interacting with the first one. They seem F6. Should I try and get them? Yeah, I want this thing gone no matter what, so... Haha, yeah, they could have prevented me from getting an army by exiling Hierarch to food chain. Not when you're F6 though. Alright, Brainstorm. Try and fix this hand. Okay, put back Archive Island, I think. Or no, Archive Swamp? No. Go like that. And Thoughtseize you. Take Kiki Jiki. They're not left with much over there. Just a couple lands. And they did not surveil to the top. They surveilled to the trash. All it really takes is one ringleader for this to go wrong, though. I also have to remind myself the correct time to break up a Conspicuous Snoop Bogart Harbinger combo. I have not done that in some time. Speaking of. Alright, who will it be? And is there any way I can disrupt this? Ringleader makes sense. Can't force it. I pretty much need consigned memory. Thoughtseize, no. Okay, Dress Down also works. God, that's good. Alright, I'm gonna shoot you. Damn. They didn't learn. Dress Down. Not what you'd think it's used for. Unfortunately, all the good stuff that we get off of Ancient Tomb is going to be negated a little bit by Swords to Plowshares. We'll draw. Oh, Prismatic Ending. That's pretty good. That loses haste as well. Brainstorm, nice. Yeah, I'll start with that. This is one of those scenarios where you just really wish you had Lightning Bolt. Force of Will, I don't know if that'll be good enough. And I don't think Prismatic Ending is particularly good either when we have swords. See, I'll just do that. Hit for 4. Hopefully fade a top deck and win. Nice. That was very painless. Usually this matchup is pretty tough. But now we're back on the right track. Let's see if we can keep on the right track. I will keep this one-lander. It's a little scary. But it has a lot of strong cards. It would be a little better with a Force of Will as well. Oh, okay. So this is like Nadu combo. Strong stuff in there. Could just take the Nomads. Nomads is often the only part of the equation that is forcible, though, since Allosaurus Shepherd is usually part of the plan. But yeah, taking a creature seems really important with this guy's Cradle in hand. They can't cast this yet. Let's take Curion Ranger. I'm taking a more disruptive stance. They Zenith for 0. I really hope to rip a land. But we don't want those Cradles to be as bad as possible. Yep. Worst case scenario, I'll just, Thoughtseize again. But I should probably try and move the game forward. It's a little risky. Let's Thoughtseize the Nadu. They're still lacking white mana. And they drew another Zenith. Alright, now's my chance. How about a land? That's right, baby. If I just take this Dryad Arbor out, we should be in pretty good shape. Get Tundra. Bowmasters, take out Arbor. If I can keep them off this Nadu business. Now they have white mana. But not for long. Keep those guys Cradle producing no mana either. And we're applying pressure with our removal spells. That's the magic of Bowmasters right there. Are they going to Zenith for 1? The other cool thing about Tameo is that if you can keep them off this Nadu business, a lot of the time they're just attacking for 1 mana here and there. So yeah, play Tameo, cast Brainstorm, please show me a land, thank God. Put back Cling to Dust and Tameo. There's no time for that, even though it'd be cool in a grindier matchup to accrue clues. We're easily going to spend our mana for the rest of the game. Oh yeah, I should definitely ponder right now. Do it off, I guess. Underground Sea, so there's only 1 Tundra. Oculus. I'm clocking okay. Yeah, I'll shuffle. Sure. Really just looking for Force of Will. Zenith for 1. Probably Shepherd. Oh, Birds of Paradise. That also makes sense. Not great. I think I'm going to get Brainstorm back. Cast it. There's Swords. And Force of Will. Put back Brainstorm, I think. Yes. Cast Swords to Plowshares. I should have put back Baraboif. Baraboif. Should have put back Baragoif. And then pitched Brainstorm to Force of Will, then have Snap Swords to Plowshares available. That was loose. I mean, it's not too late to get the Brainstorm. Yeah, whatever. See, it's fine. If I get a removal spell back as well, that's just crazy. Should have plus with Tameo the second I had priority. Go like that. See if I can spike like not Lightning Bolt in this deck, but Swords to Plowshares. There, I remembered. 0. Spin them both. Cast Ponder. Shuffle that. Play Island. Pass the turn. Should be in good shape. I don't see them getting enough mana to pull this off. That turns on the Cradle. But I think they would have had to lead with like Allosaur or Shepherd to make this happen. Try and bust down the door. The bird door. Okay. Go to combat. See if that works. It does. Nice. Okay. Well, similar to round 1, y'all know the plan. Maybe this time we'll actually hit our surgical, though. That was rough. I mean, Brady is super good. I'm not trying to diminish Brady's victory, but I feel like we should have found that surgical and hit the Nadu. It seemed likely, to the extent that we were digging for a 2-outer, but that's okay. It's always okay. I'm gonna side out this swamp again, and then Cling, Narset, Dress Down, Containment Priest, Opposition Agent from the Catacombs. Force Negation's interesting, because you do really want to counter stuff like Green Sun Zenith, but it's a little narrow, unless they start showing me also like Natural Order, Court of Calling, but that one can get around Force Negation as well, because it is an instant. Set out at Kaito. I'm on the fence about Minor Misstep as well. Yeah, this doesn't seem like the right matchup for that. And I feel like it's TBD on Consign as well. But I will take this Pest Control. Trimming a Tameo. Sure. Consult is a little iffy. Not having the best luck with opening hands. This one sucks too, but it has a Force of Will. Bottom, jeez, I don't know. I guess Dress Down. Seems insane though. Crazy. I could have gone to 5, I suppose, but I'm on the draw. Oh no. I gotta force that. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they don't have too many of those. This could also be another one. Coming right up. Birds of Paradise. Yeah, I could really use a land. Damn. This is not good. Play Tameo, I guess. Nomads. Land. Swords. Nadu is not your last card. Wowee. Aren't we lucky? Oh my god. Yeah, probably should have just went to 5. But also would have been cool to not have to do that, you know. Another Nomads. They do have Court of Calling. They do have Court of Calling. Alright. We've lost. Kind of to our own deck. This would have been pretty easy to interact with. What can you do? Yeah, this has been pretty non-functional, which is weird because, like, it is mostly constructed like my Grixis control deck. That was, like, the inspiration for it. But it has felt... I'm probably just out of my comfort zone or something like that. It feels very non-functional. To no fault of the deck's construction, I think it's just an impression I'm getting. On the play, I think I will take this land back. Even though basics seem a little bit... I think I'm just not having, like... There's a lot of things that get lost in translation, right? Like, just the spells are all different. They're not red, they're white. There's something that's getting lost in translation here, I think, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. Gem Consult, and then... Maybe I don't need From the Catacombs to win this, actually. Their creatures are good, but there's also kind of a lot of them, so maybe the initiative doesn't really make sense. Okay, this hand is pretty normal. That's a relief. Island Ponder. Shuffle that. Kaito's good. We have, like, proactivity of our own here. So if they play an X1, then if I top deck Force and stop whatever they do next turn, we might barrel forward with Kaito. Like if they just play Birds of Paradise here, we can pick that off. Damn. I mean, I can brainstorm it away, I guess. I mean, you have to draw a card every turn. It might as well be the card you don't want. It might as well be. Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I know what I'm doing. Come on. Get these lands out of my sight. It's either all lands or no lands. That's how it feels like sometimes. I don't mean to complain, I'm sorry. End you. Prismatically. Now, do I go after Noble Hierarch as well? I could see if they're willing to block. I think I know what the answer to that is, though. I think it's a whopping no. Yeah, I didn't think so. So I could just use Prismatic Ending on this as well, but that might be kind of risky. There might be something that I need to answer coming up, like another Nomads. It would have been cool to have Teferi Time Raveler in this deck. think that card has a lot of utility. Okay, that's cool. I think I'll return Tamiyo to my hand with Kaito to have a blue card for Force. They're approaching a higher mana value, and like there is like a lot of like fluff in the deck, like mana dorks and stuff like that, or mana creatures, excuse me, and giving them a Nadu trigger is not as ruinous as it is against like Bant Nadu midrange or Cephalid Breakfast, where they could get cantrips, Force of Wills, you know, stuff like that. At the same time, it's probably wise to just use Prismatic Ending on this Noble Hierarch. But we'll see what Kaito flips. I could also tap it down. I could tap down one and then Prismatic Ending Noble Hierarch. Really fight their mana. I kind of like that idea. Let's see if this succeeds first. And I have to get planes here. Yeah, I think similar to the double Badlands model, we might want 2 scrub lands, or even another Tundra. I'm not sure how the spells really break down, but I feel like that would make sense for this deck. Windswept Heath, and nothing. Could be Endurance. I'm not really prepared to force Endurance. Land. It is a hard cast Force. And if they do have Endurance, I want them to just run it out there. Seems like maybe they don't. They're at 8. Activate that. Bend both of these lands. Kettle Land. Tight. It really does feel like all or nothing sometimes. Okay. Seems like they couldn't put it together in time. I did not have lethal, but I guess it was close enough. Close one. Yeah. Back on the right track. Let's see if we can get a positive record with Esper Eye. Though I do feel like things are a little out of balance here. There's something about the mana base and the spell progression here. Well, I think Swords of Plowshares happens earlier than Lightning Bolt usually, so there is some tension there, I think. It's not like a clean port. Welcome to the final round, everyone. Oh, wow. Maybe I was losing my voice a little bit. Welcome to the final round, everyone. Unlicensed Hearse finally showing up. Let's see what this hand does, huh? That's what this is all about. Experimenting. I feel like there's a weird chance I might need to use Swords to Plowshares. You never know what you're going to face these days. Basic Plains. I wasn't really expecting that. I feel like Plains usually comes alongside Wasteland. I'm going to sit back and try and gather some information. I might be able to, like, brainstorm and shuffle even. Cavern of Souls. Warrior. A warrior? Oh, is this Caves of Chaos Adventure? It's Undermountain Adventure. This should go pretty well for us. Like, we'll play Bowmasters, untap, use swords on the Undermountain Adventure, take the initiative. Hopefully for the remainder of time. Although they'll probably have more initiative creatures, but maybe they won't be able to cast it next turn. They burn 2 Spirit Guides to do that. Yes, they did. But it does really hurt to give them 3 life here. I mean, I'll get over it. Baraglyph. Not so bad. I think I'm going to make use of the shuffle I'm about to get as well. And cast Brainstorm if I can take the initiative, which I do. Alright, now's my chance. Brainstorm. Put 2 lands back. I guess get another island so I can ponder right now. But I'm not like pondering into anything particular. Just being mana efficient. Shuffle. The ponders have been exceedingly terrible this league, I think. Yeah, like using Swords to Plowshares makes it a lot less appealing to go to the Forge and the Trap. You're just not going to get those like narrow wins that you do in Grixis Control. They did not take the initiative back. That's pretty astonishing. Let's go to the Lost Well. Yeah, well, I can't draw a card. Maybe I just take Tamiyo. Force of Will seems actually not that great because of Cavern. Warrior encompasses Seasoned Engineer as well, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just bottom. Or no. Yeah, I think I will. Could have seen that coming. Oh, I'm not bitter. I just think it's really funny. Play Baragloif. Complicate their life. I'd be shocked if they didn't take the initiative back here. It's in the baddest fashion, too. Are they going to go to the Forge? We could just kick this back and forth a little bit, because I doubt they'll want to block Baragloif. But I will say, Swords to Plowshares does make fighting these creatures a lot easier. Oh, they don't go to the Forge. Very good. I can't block this thing. Dress down doesn't really work either. Or wait, hold on. I think it would lose protection from creatures after the trigger resolves. Because yeah, if you play dress down before the trigger, they just probably won't attack. 2 top, huh? Fury. Well, 1 Surveil to rule them all. Because they stacked their triggers correctly. Alright, come on. We can do this. Yes! Yes! I mean, I did kind of want that, but I'd rather have this thing I already invested mana into. I know, I'm screaming over here. Cling to Dust. They can retain the initiative by blocking, and I'm not too worried about the size of this army token. It'll regenerate once I play another Bowmasters, so why don't I just send both in, and for sure take the initiative. No block. This doesn't matter for this room. I guess I'll go to the arena, right? Or no, maybe I do want that skeleton. Just go to the stash, have tons of mana. Flip 5, take Bowmasters. Let's cantrip. Jeez. Alright. Whatever. I should have cast Unlicensed Terse too, just for the hell of it. Let's see what else they put on top. Goblin. Oh no. This is probably Broadside Bombardiers. Yep. They can throw Seasoned Engineer at Baragloif. But the fact that they did not attack with Seasoned Engineer means I can probably retain the initiative here. If they let me. They'd have to throw Seasoned Engineer at one of the Bowmasters before blocks, and they didn't do that. I probably should just pinged them. Okay, yeah, they didn't think it was worth it. It's pretty different when they're not the stash, because that treasure token is very throwable. Oh, also I do have more black mana. I don't know why I thought that was a clue or something dumb. Thoughtseize. Sure. Take your Spirit Guide. Play Delta. Yeah, we'll attack with both of these. If they block the army, I'll just cast Bowmasters. And so we shall. Ping there. They'll trade. And yeah, it was looking pretty good. Okay. Naya Initiative. A matchup I'm very comfortable with on Grixis control, but not so much. Well, I'm not comfortable in any matchup on this deck, but we'll do our best here. Side out Minor Misstep. Cling to Dust. They probably have Chalice of the Void. These decks usually have Chalice of the Void. Dress down. I think Hydroblast is almost too narrow. It really depends if they have Fable the Mirrorbreaker or not. Which they might, to be fair. Let's bring in Hydroblast. Unlicensed Hearse gets cut. Definitely take from the Catacombs. I think I'll take another Baragloif too if they're playing Fury. Oh yeah, that's a good reason to have Hydroblast. They have Fury. Maybe not Solitude, it's hard to tell. Consign is very good, but I don't think I want more than 2. Doesn't really fight the board. It fights the mind, and this matchup is a lot about the board. Tameo, I don't need 3 of those. Consult and Narset are also a little too cerebral when we want to be fighting the corporeal. Yeah, let's start with that maybe. Stony Silence is kind of interesting. Containment Priest stops Throne of the Dead 3, but if they're in Throne of the Dead 3, we're probably already lost. Trying to think of what else it stops. Not a whole lot, as far as I know. Probably forgetting about something. Those thought seizes should have been cited out. Yeah, this hand's actually really good. It has a way to take the initiative via Bowmasters. Potentially a removal spell in Hydroblast. Kaito is good. They're leading on Cavern of Souls, which usually means, yeah, they don't have a play, so that's good. Oh, perfect. God damn. Alright, let's try and throw them off their rocker a little bit. Make them concerned. Ancient Tomb. So now that they're on the play, this play pattern gets upset a little bit, but hopefully Swords to Plowshares will be a great equalizer here. Mountain, untap, Thoughtseize. No time for that quite yet. Make a clue token. I don't want to chump. We'll definitely cast Bowmasters next turn on their end step. They're going to the Forge. That's good. If they do supply an additional blocker, we really want it to be red for Hydroblast. Yeah, I'll take 5. Youch. Fable the Mirrorbreaker. Damn. I would love to Hydroblast this, but I don't think it's responsible. I think I need to take the initiative. Next turn I can, yeah, take the initiative. Swords of Plowshares, Intermountain Adventure, Hydroblast the Goblin Shaman, and we'll take it from there. Scrub. Bowmasters. I guess that also checks Chapter 2 a little bit. Okay, so here we go. Swords of Plowshares. And, fuck you too. Very good. We'll go ahead and attack. And now I'm pretty sure I should Thoughtseize them. This isn't even that nutty of a draw. I hate to break it to you. I don't have a Force of Will. It's completely, entirely hosed by Chalice of the Void. Double Bombardiers. That's pretty scary. They have a lot of mana too. To a certain extent, it does make sense to just ditch those lands, because maybe the size of that army token doesn't matter all that much. Yeah. Because they drew Cavern for turn, that's not very helpful. But now I get a 3/3, that's pretty good. City, yep. See, no Force of Will. Hardly a nut draw. They do have 2 unknowns in hand though. And if they have Fury red card, they can wipe out my things that deal damage. I'm at 4 after the trap. We're not in the best shape. Now, where was I? I think what I'll do is not Kaito this turn. Probably just snap Swords the Bombardiers. Make a land drop. Are we racing? Not really. I'll go to the Lost Well. Sure, top. I want to keep the Baleful Strix in the deck, I think. Go to 3. Yeah, there's some complications here. But, I mean, that's kind of just the deal, right? Can't let them attack with this, because then they can just throw Reflection. If they had played another Broadside Bombardier, that would have been it for us. Game over. Snapcaster Mage. Oh, you know what? They can Red Blast this. I should have done this on my main phase before they untap. I screwed up. Also, I should have Hydroblasted. Actually, I'm saving that. So I can Hydroblast this Reflection at Kiki Jiki. When I bounce Kaito to my, or bounce Snapcaster to my hand with Kaito. It's all in the plan. Magus. Yeah. It's pretty good. Turn off my white spells. Go to the stash. Bowmasters. Okay. Let's hold back with Tameo and Bowmasters. Go like that. They decline to block. In that case, this will happen. Wait, no, this doesn't really make sense though, because I have to spend a mana to get my other island. So yeah, I definitely need to tap down Reflection. Sometimes good plans get messed up, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a good plan in the first place. But yeah, I think we can get lethal if I flash in Bowmasters. Ooh. Well, that complicates things a little bit. But I think they'll still be left chumping. Chumping and scrumping. But I'm wondering if I should not use the treasure token. Nah, I think I should. I think they will win if they untap. We'll go get a 4-1. Oh, great. Oh, great. Yeah, so if I snap Hydroblast this Shaman token, then they'll block something with 4 power. Even if I plus with Kaito, they'll still just go to 1. No. Yeah. Yeah. I could see if I rip planes off the top. Just more Bowmasters. I think they just still block though. Like, I don't think there's a way to do this. I think they get another draw step no matter what. So I might as well not let them block with the Magus. Is that where we're at? I think it is. Might as well attack with Kaito. Oh, but then they can block with Magus. I don't think they will, though. Okay. Acceptable. Pass the turn. I've got Snap Hydroblast for Broadside Bombardiers. And they can't have 2 and cast them both. I think they're about to lose right now, actually. Light them up. Unless they play like a Lightning Bolt. Alright, we got there. Pulled off a positive record despite a very rough start. I do feel like the first match was very good. It just didn't break our way, you know, which happens a lot of the time. The second match was crazy. Like, it's very, like, if Oops All Spells did that all the time, I think people would have a huge problem with it. I mean, people already have a huge problem with it, and that rarely happens, but yeah. It's also cool to show off, like, what extreme Oops All Spells and nut draws really look like, so you can have something to compare it to and to see that it's probably a totally fine deck in the meta, but people do get up in arms about it. This is what it doesn't do a lot of the time, but the fact that it can do it, it's impressive. Yeah, we were just never winning that game. That was crazy. And then, yeah, we were able to pull out a positive record facing 3 creature decks in the back half. Match 4 is pretty much the same matchup as match 1, except less blue. And then Food Chain Goblins in the initiative should be stuff we can take on. I do still feel like this was a little bit of a work in progress. Like, the mana doesn't feel too great, I don't think. There's not enough white sources, and similar to red in Grixis control, you don't really want white to come in untapped since you want to use it for like Swords to Plowshares or something like that. So I would think that you actually want to cut the archive in an Underground Sea, and then add Undercity Sewers, and then either a Scrubland or a Tundra. And I think it's Scrubland. I think you want to go like the double Badlands model. Have both of your ancillary colors well supported, because we have plenty of blue mana. We got all our fetch lands, 2 islands, Undercity Sewers, Underground Sea. A single Tundra can be like the one of Volcanic Island. That works pretty well. And yeah, because yeah, the deck is barely white, but you definitely want access to it when you need it. So yeah, I think I would add another Scrubland. Like that. And then I don't think Unlicensed Terse is particularly necessary. I think you can just add another Cling to Dust and be pretty happy with that. And then I know double white is pretty sketchy, but I feel like not playing Wrath of the Skies when you're a fair white deck is something of a missed opportunity. It's such a good card. Maybe even over Pest Control. Even though Pest Control has a lot of moments to shine, I think Wrath of the Skies will be a little more flexible, and it's super powerful. It's a great card. And then I've also been usually fine with 2 Consign to Memories. I get wanting 3 though. Like, there's a lot of scary decks out there that you'll want Consign for. So instead, I feel like you could probably just trim on this minor misstep. I don't think it's really the right card for this deck. I feel like you're not gonna get any good mana trades with this, obviously, but you can also play something like Spell Pierce if you want more permission. But I think you could honestly do with another source of card advantage or another engine. One that's a little harder to interact with, or there are less conditions on. Like 3 Tamios is fine. I don't think you'd want a 4th one. Yeah, honestly think you could go with like a Teferi Time Raveler, because your curve is super slim. The deck is smooth now that we've fixed those mana issues, I think. I feel like you could go like this. Because like if you're playing white, you might as well have access to one of the most powerful lock pieces in the game. And the fact that it can also generate card advantage and is a pretty solid answer to stuff like Murktide Regent. You know, why not reanimation threats if you get to that stage? Yeah. I mean, as always, super fun league. Sorry it started so rough, but we pulled out a positive record in the end, as we often do. So yeah, thanks, Karl, so much for sending this in. I really appreciate the support. And yeah, if you want to send in your own list, check out the Patreon. Liking, commenting, subscribing helps a lot. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.